Hi everyone, today is Saturday, April 11th. Easter is tomorrow and it's 70 degrees out right now. And we're anticipating a little bit of snow tomorrow and some rainy cold weather. So we've been spending a lot of time outside today. But I thought I would jump on here amidst the busy schedule and try and shoot another podcast for you. A lot has been going on again, so let's go ahead. It has been a very busy week and a half since I last talked to you. My son and I have continued to do the live streaming for our church and editing videos to put on YouTube. So it's just been a really busy time of working on that and working around the house. I finally got my seeds from Seed Saver Exchange yesterday, and so I spent the day today putting a bunch of my seeds in the ground for my cool weather seeds. And I have been sewing up a bunch of face masks, so I have been keeping very busy, plus working on things for Easter and trying to clean up my house, and just, you know, it's spring, so you want to spring clean. So that's what I have been working on, and it's keeping us very busy with school and everything. So I want to show you what I've been working on. I confess I haven't done any knitting in the last week and a half at all. Haven't even picked up my needles because I've been working on other stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna show you some of the things that I've been doing. I found a really simple pattern for making face masks, and my husband works as a grocery manager and he's surrounded by people during this pandemic, and it makes me very nervous actually that he's going to catch the virus or bring it home, because you would be amazed, there's still a ton of people shopping at the grocery store. And so I've been sewing face masks. I've made some for him and some of his employees, and for my kids and I and a few other people. It's a really simple, easy pattern, and so I can bust them out pretty quickly. The only thing is I quit making them with elastic because it hurts people's ears, and so I'm making them now with ties, which, if you know anything about sewing, I have to make my own bias tape because I don't have any bias tape at the moment. So I'm cutting 34-inch strips of fabric, and you have to fold them and then fold them again, and so that's the time-consuming part of this. But this is kind of the template here is all. So you sew a square or a rectangle, and then you iron down these pleats and sew top stitch it around, and then I do ties that go up that come up the side, so then it ties around the top and the back of your head. So this really is a simple pattern. Very straightforward. It works really well. You put it on. But it's really easy. I made 9 of these in this fabric, so I'm going to make a few more and probably throw a few on my Etsy shop just to help provide some masks for people that might not be able to sew them themselves. Yeah, I think I just did a really simple, let's see, I think it's a 9x7 square. And so I do 2 of those, sew them all the way around, and then go back and do 3 pleats and stitch it. And to make this part of it probably takes about 10 minutes. It's really fast. Like I said, the longest part is cutting out the ties and doing that bias tape and ironing it and, you know, stitching it around. And so that's kind of the longest part, but it's still, and it's kind of fun. It's fun to pull out my sewing machine and actually work on something for different. So yeah, so this has taken up quite a bit of my time this last week. And I have 9 of them that I still have to attach ties to. So that's what I'm going to be working on this afternoon also. Besides school and preparing for Easter and doing the videoing and the sewing, one thing I've been spending a lot of time on actually is planting my garden. I'm putting a lot of effort into my garden this year because I really, really want a bountiful harvest. I really want to do some canning this year and preserve a lot of food. So I already, a few weeks ago, I had planted 2 different types of lettuces and some spinach and some sugar peas, some snow peas. And I finally, yesterday, got my seeds from Seed Savers Exchange. So today I planted some of my cool weather seeds. So I planted my Amish snap peas, turnips, 2 different types of radishes, 2 different types of carrots, and golden beets. I did get a bunch of flower seeds as well that I'm going to plant in the next few days, like my calendula and lupine and some black hollyhock and marigolds. But we're supposed to get snow tomorrow, and I don't really have some of my garden beds torn up the way I want them, so I'm going to wait on those. In 2 weeks, I'm picking up Swiss chard and my kale from a local organic plant sale. And then I'm also going to plant artichoke, a couple different kinds, butternut squash and honeyboat squash, which I have never tried before, and it looked interesting, so I'm going to try this one. I'm going to plant my pie pumpkins and my jack-o'-lanterns, a couple different kinds of green beans, some cucumbers, sunflowers, zucchini, lavender, and then the first weekend in May, I will get I have 3 different types of tomatoes and 2 different types of cherry tomatoes and 4 different types of peppers that I'm going to be getting from another organic garden plant sale that I've pre-ordered. So I have a lot of plants. This is my really primitive drawing that I need to draw out a lot better on bigger paper. But yeah, I have big plans for my garden, and I've been praying that God will make our garden very bountiful because I really want to preserve a bunch of food. So I'm really excited about that, and I've been spending a lot of time researching different vegetables that I haven't planted before, and how to make them grow the best, and rearranging my garden a lot. Next week I'm going to tear up a huge chunk out of my yard, probably about a 10-foot by 6-foot area at least. I need to tear that all up because that is actually going to be where I move like my tomatoes and kale and Swiss chard and some of those bigger plants this year rather than being in my raised bed. So we'll see how that goes this year, but it's going to be some hard labor next week, but I'm looking forward to it when it's a little bit warmer again after this little cold snap goes through. But that's been keeping me very busy. It's, you know, spring outside, 70 degrees, working on in the yard makes me really happy. So those are some of those plans that I have been working on there. The other things that I've been working on is for Easter, obviously tomorrow, planning our meals, because I always like to do a big ham meal. And so we dyed eggs yesterday for the first time, our own chicken's eggs, which was really fun to dye some of those and see how they turned out. Yeah, so I'm working on that this afternoon. I'm going to be working on planning that food and getting some stuff prepped. But I'm hoping to next week be able to find some time to knit again, because I sit and look at my knitting basket longingly and just have not had the time to pick that up. I'm also reading a couple different books at the same time right now, and that's my like bedtime routine right now, because it helps me go to sleep to read before bed, I've discovered about myself. But I'm really hoping to pick up some of my knitting projects next week, because I have a couple really cool projects on my needles that I want to get finished and see how they're going to turn out. One of is the Casa Pinka shawl, mystery knit along shawl, and so I really want to see how that's going to turn out in the end result. One last thing that I am working on also is repurposing the chicken feed bags. So you get a big bag of chicken feed, and they're waterproof bags, and they're perfect for like grocery totes. And I am cutting off the tops and trimming them up, and then I'm going to sew handles on them and put those in my Etsy shop too. So it'll be really cute. Have, you know, chickens on the front, and it's just a repurposed feed bag into like a grocery bag. You will be able to find those in my Etsy shop here in the next couple weeks also, and they work really, really well. They're heavy duty and they are waterproof, and they're perfect for that kind of job. And I hate throwing them away, and I decided I just needed to repurpose them, and that's kind of been something fun I'm working on too. And so there'll be a few in my Etsy shop, so you can look for those as well when you check out my Etsy shop here in the next couple weeks at potofcoffeeknits.etsy.com. And lastly, I got a couple skeins of plain yarn that I'm looking forward to doing some natural dye practicing with, of some new colors. So I'm going to test that out here in the next couple weeks, and hopefully and see what some of those colors turn out to be, because I honestly haven't done any natural dyeing in a long time, and I really miss it. And so I'm going to make up some batches of that and some more candles, and I'm going to be adding some things to my shop because I am not currently getting the income that I usually do, and so I'm trying to sell some of my chicken's eggs, sell some of these face masks, and just, you know, do some things that I enjoy doing and, you know, try to sell a few things. So that's what I'm looking forward to, kind of getting off the ground, some business ideas for going forward. But yeah, it's been very busy and it's been fun, but I have a lot of plans still going forward and a lot of things to work on. But I just wanted, like I said, pop on and do a quick hello to you and kind of update you guys on what I'm working on and how things are going, and wish you all a very happy Easter. So I will see you guys in another couple weeks.